devoted to promoting positive sportsmanship throughout the school year. We encourage student athletes, coaches, and spectators to all be positive leaders, role models, and set good examples for all of the parents. There's no place for sportsmanship for anyone in athletics or activities. For what we permit, we certainly promote. Let's all promote good sportsmanship at all of our activities throughout the school year.
The officials for tonight's game are referee Scott Jefferson, umpire John Weber, line judge Joe Jefferson, line judge Jason McGow, back judge Chris Wing. These officials are licensed by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and are hired to help athletes learn on the playing field. We request that you respect their honest effort in administering this contest.
ask for.
Agriculture is like no other business. which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
The big Danny Meno discounts are back at Danny Meno Rapid Chevrolet. Shop over 130 new Chevys in stock now. SUVs like Equinox, Blazer, Tahoe, and more. Save up to $3,250 off MSRP on a new 24 Equinox LT, now $28,840. Or get financing as low as 1.9% APR and make no payments for 90 days. We're offering top dollar for all trades. See us at Danny Meno Rapid Chevrolet or DannyMenoRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Nate Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City's sports talk show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show. With big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. And stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Have you heard the bad news? All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin is death. But have you heard the good news? God demonstrates his own love toward us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Want to know more about life and hope? Call or text 605-858-3107.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Z Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Z Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-23 $4.99.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system we count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
We're closing out all remaining new 2024 Hondas at Denny Mineral Rushmore Honda. While selections last, we're offering 0% APR financing on new 2024s. You heard that right. 0% financing on new Hondas. Choose from Accords, Accord Hybrids, Ridgelines, and Odysseys, all with 0% financing. We haven't made an offer this big in several years. But don't wait. This 0% offer is only good while selections last. See us at Denny Mineral Rushmore Honda or at RushmoreHonda.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Kind of one-sided, not having much of a passing game, is the fact that they are able to open some holes up front and kind of push you around. So the Cavaliers have to be able to push back on them, and they have to be able to establish their running game as well. Now, they have weapons on the outside, a little bit thin at the receiver spot, but they still have plenty of talent there. So if they need to, they can go outside, but I think they would love to be able to run the ball to try to keep things honest. For the Cobblers, we've kind of already touched on it. They got to be able to run the ball. They got to keep churning. They can't get behind the sticks in negative scenarios and end up having to boot the ball away. for them. Its mistakes have to be absolutely at the minimum. Last week, they were behind right away. They gave up an opening kick for a touchdown, and then all of a sudden they're just behind. They couldn't get a punt away, and Lincoln was always in the Cobbler territory. So it's always they were behind constantly and never even had a chance to even get started. So you really don't get to really see what happened to them. So this week they have to be able to move the chains, keep the clock running, keep it short, and keep the mistakes down to nothing.
And that's our keys to the game, being brought to us by Dakota Discount RV. Again, you can find them across from Cabela's on JB Road in Blackhawk and online at dakotadiscountrv.com. It looks like we are just moments away. They're getting set for the national anthem, I believe. Here come the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. They are getting set to come out onto the field. Real quickly, before we get to the national anthem, Dean, if you were to look at some players to watch tonight for each of these teams, who should we focus in on?
Well, there's a couple of big guys we're going to look at for the Jefferson Cavaliers. Their running back, Davion Simonson. He's just a junior, but he kind of shares time with Sam Glasiah. But he's kind of the dynamite player getting out there, 205. He's going to get the start tonight and what he can do. And for the Cobblers, it's definitely the stuff up front and what they can do. I like the way Benbow, he doesn't get a lot of yards or anything, but he works so hard up the middle. And just the fact that they're constantly pulling. And so one way to kind of really mess them up is to get instant pressure on the guards that pull, and you can so the pressure is on the guards that pull and lead, whether it's a left or right or to the perimeter, whatever it is. They got to be able to get out there. Their buddies have to be able to sustain a line and give them another shot to get through. So you're looking at the numbers of people: Christian Redleaf, Lane Bixby, those the guards who have to pull and really be the kind of the lead players in what happens in this offense.
And then again, that's some players to watch here in tonight's game between the Rapid City Central Cobblers and the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. We are going to step aside. We will pause for the national anthem. We will have the starting lineups when we come back in 2 minutes on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Winter is just around the corner, and Danny Menold Toyota has the right cars and trucks to handle it right here in Rapid City. Like a new 2024 Tundra, we've got 30 here and inbound with financing as low as 1.99% APR or a $2,000 factory rebate. Take advantage of low lease payments on new 4x4 trucks and SUVs and new all-wheel drive cars, including Camry. Find your new Toyota right here at Danny Menold Toyota or DannyMenoldToyota.com.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats like a VIP, and believes the absolute best costs more, and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about as much as the big. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved. Because Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name. Ask for us by name.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
The big Danny Menold discounts are back at Danny Menold Rapid Chevrolet. Shop over 130 new Chevys in stock now. SUVs like Equinox, Blazer, Tahoe, and more. Save up to $3,250 off MSRP on a new 24 Equinox LT, now $28,840. Or get financing as low as 1.9% APR and make no payments for 90 days. We're offering top dollar for all trades. See us at Danny Menold Rapid Chevrolet or DannyMenoldRapidChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Hi, this is Nate Brown reminding you to join the Nate Brown Show live weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. It's Rapid City Sports Talk Show and Rapid City's only call-in radio show. With big-name guests from across the country to the local sports coverage you just can't get anywhere else. Join the conversation every weekday for thought-provoking sports talk. This is your show. Don't miss the Nate Brown Show from 4 to 6 p.m. on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. And stream us all the time at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Dunham Field at O'Hara Stadium in Rapid City with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Thanks for joining us. Just 2 weeks left here in the regular season, and tonight, the Rapid City Central Cobblers getting set to face the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. The Cobblers coming in with a 1-6 record, and the Jefferson Cavaliers sitting at 5-2 on the season. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups. They're built by Connect Home Center and Ace Hardware. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. And Ace Hardware. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. First for the visiting Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. At quarterback is number 6, Ethan Swinson, a 6'1", 175-pound senior. The running back, number 2, Davian Simonson, a 5'9", 205-pound junior. Davian comes in with 100 carries on the season, 478 yards, so averaging almost 5 yards per carry. Looking at the tight end, that's number 8, Edward Whiting. He is a 6'6", 230-pound junior. Also at wide receiver, we have number 13, Demarius Fields, a 5'8", 180-pound senior. Also looks like number 10,
Jordan Detler.
Yep, so Jordan Detler, the 5'9", 180-pound senior. Number 18, Alisane Sissoko, who's getting a lot of playing time due to injuries. He is a 6'3", 180-pound junior wide receiver. The center is number 76, Gabriel Ralston. He's 6'2", 265 pounds and a junior. Number 50, Noah Duran, is the starting right guard. He is 5'10", 270 pounds and a junior. The left guard, number 65, Carson Hughes, a 6'2", 270-pound senior. The right tackle, number 71, Victor Hernandez. He stands 6'4", weighs 290 pounds, and a senior. And the left tackle, number 75, Mason Payne, a 6'5", 245-pound senior. Looking at the starting lineup for the Rapid City Central Cobblers, at quarterback is number 1, Caden Matthew, a 6'2", 170-pound senior. The running back, number 3, Caleb Crawford, a 5'11", 175-pound senior, as well as number 21, Waylon Binbo. He stands 5'11", 195 pounds and a junior. And then number 24, Braden Jackson, also a running back, at 6'2", 190 pounds and a junior. The starting wide receiver, number 13, a transfer this year, number 13, Gilbert White Jr., a 6', 170-pound senior. On the line for the Cobblers, at center is number 50, Ben Papke, 6'5", 285 pounds and a senior. The right guard, number 55, Christian Redleaf, a 6'2", 225-pound senior. The left guard, number 72, Lane Bixby, a 6', 250-pound junior. The right tackle, number 63, Jack Wilhelm. He stands 6'1", weighs 220 pounds, and a junior. And the left tackle, number 61, Riley Case, a 6', 250-pound senior. Head coach for the Rapid City Central Cobblers is Brandon Colpitz.
Of course, you talked about the Jefferson Cavaliers. Coach Vince Benedetto, the only coach they've known. Obviously, they've only been in existence for a few seasons, but he's been kind of taken over. And you threw out the center, Gabriel Ralston. He is fill-in center as well due to an injury. So Be interesting how that matchup goes. And I believe they did a correction. It is going to be Karsten Sissoko. Karsten Sissoko is going to, if you got rosters, if you're following along at home with rosters or whatever, for some reason, that's the name on the roster, but on the stat sheet, it's Karsten. Either way, we'll get her taken care of, and we'll make sure we get the appropriate people.
Karsten or Alisane?
It's Karsten.
It is Karsten?
It is Karsten.
And how do you say the last name?
You were right, Sissoko.
Sissoko, okay. Looking at our officials for tonight's game, the Law on the Field is brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Today's officials are Scott Jacobson, your referee. John Weber is the umpire. Joe Jacobson, your linesman. Jason McGow, the line judge. And Chris Wink is the back judge.
Very veteran crew. State championship games under their belts and what have you. And so it's good to see out there. Boy, what a difference in weather we've had. I mean, it was chilly last week, obviously. It was kind of a cool breeze and a little colder than normal. But you think about, October and playoff time and all that stuff that happens. And this is kind of what we expected, but we've just had a tremendous fall. But, coming out here today, it's going to recover, but it was definitely chilly. Running around doing errands today is like, I'm not quite used to this yet, which is so normal.
We are moments away from the kickoff as they're doing the coin flip. Right now, though, at kickoff or real close to kickoff, it's 43 degrees, but it feels like 39. So definitely our coldest game of the season.
Yeah, it definitely is. And that breeze is going to have somewhat of an effect. It's coming out of the northeast and blowing across from left to right across Dunham Field here. And you can see the flags. They're not whipping hard, but they're definitely, kind of going around. So when you think about it, the coin toss, I don't know if it will be a factor in their decision-making, but it should be when you think about it. Okay, if we have to throw the ball, we don't want to be throwing into the wind in the fourth quarter. So that might come into play as you think about it. But
Cobblers will be in their red uniforms with the red pants and the kind of grayish numbers.
Got to get my binoculars out. I'll have to kind of zero in on them. Kind of harder to see out there. There's like a border on it. So when it borders all the way around, the numbers kind of start to blend together. So you got to really kind of zoom in on it. But we'll see kind of how I don't know what it was like temperature-wise in Sioux Falls when the Cavaliers left, but I don't know if they got this cold front that we got yet. So I would imagine it was probably quite nice there. And then they get all the way out here, driving into that north wind, and what a difference.
And the Cavaliers will be in their white uniforms with the black numbers and the gold pants and the gold helmets.
Very Notre Dame-ish.
They are getting set to kick off. So the Cobblers on kick returns, back deep. We have Henry Hill, number 11, and also number 13, Gilbert White Jr.
Of course, we talked about Gilbert White Jr. as maybe an X factor when it comes to that passing game. They need somebody who can get a possession. Matthew's got to be able to get the ball to somebody at some point in time, and we kind of threw his name out there as maybe a possible, enough of a threat that they could use him when they need to.
Here's the kickoff. This one end over end. It's going to be taken inside the 5-yard line by the Cobblers.
That's Gilbert White Jr.
White's going to take it out to about the 15-yard line before he is pushed backwards.
And it's kind of what happened last week. They started deep in their own territory. It was a 3-and-out, a bad punt. So Lincoln gets a short field. They score quickly. Then they get another kick and another bad return. And then they ended up punting it out of the end zone. They got blocked. They recovered for a score. Another kickoff that literally died at the 1, and then they tried to bring it out and couldn't get anywhere. So they were behind the 8-ball constantly.
Here's Caden Matthew under center. There's the give to the right side for a gain of about 2 yards to the 17-yard line.
It's the whole focus of this offense. They run that kind of wing T style offense is It's misdirection. It's tight handoffs. It's, pulling guards, trying to overwhelm you at the point of attack. And if they can get enough of a push, I thought they did good watching film. They did a good job trying to seal guys off and stuff, but it's got to be a constant battle.
That first one was Jackson, the ball carrier. Now again, out to about the 18-yard line.
It's funny. It looks like a rugby scrum out there because you've got all 11 players for the Cobblers all in tight. Okay, so they got 10 and they got one wide out. And so then you got 10 Cavalier white jerseys all in tight. And everybody's in this. They look like they're huddling around a fire here to try to keep warm in this crisp evening.
Waylon Bimbo takes it to the 18-yard line. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Cobblers, going from right to left. Caden Matthew under center. There's the give once again, but no running room to that right side for the ball carrier.
Yeah, again, there's just going to be a lot of pressure on Papke, Redleaf, Bixby, Wilhelm, and Case tonight to be able to push players where they need to be. They need the extra blocking from Graff and Benbow if he doesn't get the ball, or Jackson if he doesn't, or Crawford if he doesn't.
And 3 and out for the Cobblers. Tristan Duchenal is back deep. He will punt for the Cobblers. There's the snap. Here's the punt. At about the 6-yard line. This one might have been touched.
That's one thing they had going for them 2 weeks ago when they took on Washington is their special teams were able to flip the field. The offense had some success, and it was enough to keep Washington at a distance and force them to drive the length of the field. But last week, the punt was a lot like it was right there. So right now, it's kind of ominous for the Cobblers early on, starting a lot like last week.
Here's Swinson. He's going to go trips left. No receivers to the right. Has Simonson lined up behind him.
They quick changed the call, trying to get him to show a blitz.
1st and 10 from the Cobbler 38. There's the handoff to Simonson. Simonson right up the middle. Takes it across the 35 down to about the 33-yard line.
So as they kind of set up, and they want to see if they're going to come in a blitz or not, so they kind of do a couple of dummy snaps there. Then they get the signal from the coach. Another signal come in as they run this no-huddle offense.
2nd and 5 from the 33-yard line. They'll go spread offense. Again, Simonson in the back. Here's Swinson. He'll take the snap out of the shotgun. Has a receiver right in the middle of the field, and he is in for the touchdown. That is number 8. That is going to be Edward Whiting.
And, yeah, it's a quick strike right away. Again, the Cobblers struggle a little bit in that secondary. They were able to kind of hang with Washington 2 weeks ago as Washington was down a couple of players and just didn't have an effective quarterback to get the job done, at least with his arm. And so, things kind of went their way for the Cobblers 2 weeks ago. But in general, it's just it's a struggle for them in that secondary. Their linebackers, their D-line can do a decent job, but if you allow quarterbacks time to get rid of the ball, if those receivers run those great routes and get out there, then it's going to put tons of pressure on that secondary all night.
Edward Whiting, who's the leading receiver, scores the touchdown, and now he gets help to the sidelines.
I'm sure Coach Benedetto's like, are you kidding me? Another injury, especially to our receiving crew?
He's limping off the field there. Looks like the right leg.
Yeah, one of their receivers, Eddie Mulba, a junior, one of their starters, is out. They've got another receiver, but he plays more defensive back in Zachariah Ibrahim.
Here's the extra point attempt. That one is no
good.
He
hooked it to the left.
Wide left there for Sioux Falls Jefferson. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, 9:26 remaining in this first quarter. It's the Cavaliers of Sioux Falls Jefferson 6 and Rapid City Central 0. We will step aside for just 30 seconds. You're listening to high school football on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City, also on GoCobblersLive.com.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Welcome back to Dunham Field at O'Hara Stadium, to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Here's Landon Cross with the kickoff, again taken inside the 5-yard line by the Cobblers. They'll bring it out to about the 20-yard line, maybe the 21, depending on the spot.
Gilbert White Jr. again. He gets about 10 yards running start, but he kind of runs into that line, and there's just no room to kind of sneak through there. And so now the Cobblers, again, with a long field ahead of them.
So on that last drive for Sioux Falls Jefferson, they go 2 plays, 38 yards to get the touchdown. 9:17 to play here in the first quarter. Here come the Cobblers for the second time tonight. We get a penalty marker in the back.
I thought someone jumped. It took them a little bit to kind of throw that flag, but they run kind of a monster set. They've got 2, we'll call them tight ends or running backs or whatever it is, over on that right side, right behind the guard and the tackle. And one of them looked like he flinched right before the snap.
So false start, 10-yard penalty. I'm sorry, 5-yard penalty.
I was going to say, I think that's just a 5-yard.
So now 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line. Here's Matthew on an out route there, gets his receiver, that's Benbow, down the left sideline, is going to get close to the 30-yard line before he is ankle tackled.
Yeah, a great play because everyone's so focused in tight. Benbow, usually like a lead blocker, gets the ball in through that formation, and this time he just slipped out. Matthews just did a quick rollout, and the defensive back or linebacker assigned to cover him was behind him, so focused on making sure that they don't run the ball up the middle that he kind of lost him. And a nice little throw, and now it's a manageable second down.
Second and short. That's Matthew on the keeper there. Takes it across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. And that's going to be a Cobbler first down. That's a Builder's First Source first down. Start your next project at BLDR.com.
It's good to see Ben Papke out there. He was driving his guy. The whistle blows, and he's got his guy 7 yards away from the middle of the pile, and just a quarterback keeper up the middle.
Third play of this drive now. Matthew under center. There's the give. This one to Benbow, trying to get through the seam on the right side of the line. He is going to be stopped after a short gain. It was 1st and 10 from the 31. He gets to the 32-yard line, going from right to left.
Yeah, they're like these quick hits. You got to get through the line quick. You got to keep an element of possibly going one way versus another way. That way you'll freeze the linebackers who are trying to maintain their gap integrity, but you're not sure which way they're going, so you got to kind of freeze it for just a second. And there can't be any hesitation when you get through the line, and I think the Cavaliers did a great job.
2nd and 9. There's the give. This one is going to go to Benbow again, who lunges forward, takes it to about the 34-yard line for a gain of 2.
And that's the one where Matthew he's under center. He takes the ball out from center, and he allows one of those guards to pull and fill that hole right there. And it's just it's still quick, but it's just kind of a quick pause. So it almost looks like there's like 3 or 4 guys just kind of standing there waiting for something to happen, but it happens so quick. And again, they're just waiting for the setup.
2 receivers to the right, man in motion. Matthew rolls back. Now he's going to be pressured. He's going to be hit from his blind side and sacked back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and the big thing there is, what you got going on. There's going to be tons of pressure coming up. They're going to be ready for everyone right in the box, so everybody's going, and you don't have time to set up and survey the field. He took the ball, he set up, and this offense is designed for just a setup and then a throw.
Here's a line drive punt by Tristan Duchnell. This one is going to bounce and then come to a stop. It's going to be down by the Cobblers on their own 47-yard line.
So better than the last one, but still, when your opponent sets up shop inside your, right on your side of the 50, it's just so much pressure on a defense. You want to be able to give your defense some confidence, something to work with. But when they're constantly have a short field, they got to defend.
6:43 to go in the first. 6-0. The Cavaliers of Sioux Falls Jefferson with the lead. This is going to be Swinson out of the shotgun, trips left. Simonson is lined up behind him. Long snap count. There's the shotgun snap, the handoff to Simonson. And Simonson with 2 Cobblers there. They're going to wrap him up for a loss of a yard back at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, coming right inside the Cavaliers that time. They pulled their right guard to try to create their own hole, but the Cobblers are specialists with guard pulling and filled the gap quickly to make the big hit. Easton Graff was one of 2 Cobblers I saw there.
Trips left once again. Ethan Swinson out of the shotgun, 2nd and 11 from the 48. Takes the snap, 3-step drop, looks to his left, fires it down the left sideline, and it is broken up by the Cobblers. A nice play by the corner there to break it up and a forced 3rd down.
It was actually a nice little back shoulder throw where the receiver kind of had to stop and kind of come back to it. And I didn't think the Cobbler defender saw it over there, but just at the last second, he kind of turns around. Of course, he's right in front of his own bench, so his own teammates are like, hey, ball, here it comes. And so turns around and is able to get an arm in and knock it away.
We're looking at 3rd and 11 from the 48-yard line, and now the Cavaliers take a timeout. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, 6:04 remaining in the first quarter. Sioux Falls Jefferson leads Rapid City Central 6-0 is your score. We'll step aside for just 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Best Western Ram coach.
Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. 6-0 Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central. The Cavaliers facing 3rd and 11 from the Cobbler 48. Ethan Swinson goes from the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, drops back, throws to the middle of the field, has a receiver. He makes the catch at the 30, down to the 25, the 20, inside, all the way down to the 10-yard, inside the 10-yard line. In fact, inside the 5, down to the, looks like 1-yard line.
I was going to say in 1 or maybe even inside the 1. That was a great throw. That's number 10, Jordan Detter. And again, when you have guys that can run great routes and can find the holes right in the middle of that secondary and get the ball out quickly, you don't got to worry about pressure.
They're going to give it to Simonson, and Simonson walks in untouched from a yard out for the score.
Well, he was untouched until he crossed that goal line. I think several people hit him then, but like you said, easy little 1-yard run, gets it in the end zone, and the Cavaliers are rolling here.
They've had the ball twice. 2 possessions in this first quarter. They get 2 touchdowns, and now here's the extra point attempt with 5:30 to go in the first quarter. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and this one is no good once again.
Did he push it to the right that time?
I think that one went to the right. So that's 2 extra points, no good for the Cavaliers. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and the Cavaliers lead the Cobblers 12-0. We will pause for 30 seconds. You're listening to high school football on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hotel in Aberdeen is the place to stay for business or the weekend family getaway. You'll feel right at home with ample parking, spacious guest rooms, and complimentary breakfast. And with a convenient location, you'll have easy access to local attractions and events in the area. While staying at the Best Western Ramkota, guests can enjoy an indoor water play land, an on-site Minerva's restaurant, exercise facility, wedding services, and a business center. For friendly service and a great stay, make your reservation today.
Dunham Field at O'Hara Stadium on this Friday night as we welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. 12-0 Sioux Falls Jefferson with the lead over Rapid City Central. Here's the kickoff. This one a high kick. Again, taken at about the 5-yard line. Cobblers on the return. This one a nice return out to about the 30-yard line, so a return of 25 yards that time for Gilbert White Jr.
Yeah, he got through. We talked about running into that wall last time, and this time he found a little room. He squeaked right through it. A couple of hop steps, gets through it, and gets another 5 or so yards out of that. So a better place to set up here for their next drive for the Cobblers. And again, they don't want this game to get away from them. They got to keep it close, so they need to chew up a whole lot of clock and come up with a score.
They trail by 2 scores, 12-0 to Sioux Falls Jefferson. Trying to get to the outside. That was Brady Jackson on the carry.
Yeah, he tried to hurdle Cavalier there to try to get through it. I think that was about the only person he had to get by, but unfortunately he couldn't get through him.
So that was a gain of about 3 yards. 2nd and 7 from the 33, going from right to left. Again, tight formation. Matthews again throws to the middle of the field, has a receiver. It's going to be caught by the receiver in Sioux Falls Jefferson territory. Getting away is number 10, I believe.
Yeah, that is
That
number
is
10.
Easton Graff, the tight end, who takes it all the way inside the 10-yard line.
An amazing play. The coverage was there, but Graff had a step on the defender. Great throw, great touch by Matthews. Matthew right on his fingertips, and then the tackler's trying to bring him down. He's like, you're not going to. Steps out of that and gets another 10 or 15 yards.
So it's 1st and goal for the Cobblers as they get a Builder's First Source first down. Start your next project at BLDR.com.
And that's one thing I think the offensive coordinators and his crew are seeing.
They're going to hand it off to Jackson. Jackson heading for the end zone, and he is in for a 7-yard touchdown run. Braden Jackson for the Cobblers.
It was all set up by that huge pass play. Again, I think all the defenders are in tight that opened that window for that big pass, and then they kind of backed out a little bit. The Cobblers saw it, took advantage, got the outside. It was a great seal block. I wish I saw the number who got it, but it was amazing because no one touched Jackson as he walks into the end zone.
Here's Tristan Duchnall with the extra point attempt. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up. It's a low, well, didn't look like a very long kick, but it gets through the uprights.
It was better than the game winner they had 2 weeks ago, but it's only worth 1, but they'll take it.
They'll take it now on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by Agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 3 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter, and Sioux Falls Jefferson leads Rapid City Central 12-7. But Dean, that last drive, the Cobblers go 3 plays, 70 yards, and a touchdown, all set up by that long pass to number 10, Easton Graff.
Yeah, it was. Again, all the defenders, they're all crouched. They know the Cobblers are going to run that pound game. They got to be able to keep those. They got to shoot all those gaps to keep everything in front of them, not let anybody break out. And when you're doing that, you're so focused on there. Sometimes the tight end releases off the line and big long strides. Gets all he needs is a step, and that's what he got. That step behind the defender. And Matthew, how about the touch on that one? You saw it in the air. You're like, is it going to drop? And sure enough, it was enough. It kept him going. That's the thing. before, Matthews has thrown some passes short where the receiver had to go back to catch it, and the defender was able to defense it. This time, he put enough air out of it that Graff was able to run underneath it and get the big play out of it. I think the Cavaliers not going to take a timeout. There's some mix-up on who's on special teams. So we had a one player running on and more yelling to get another one on, and so the Cavaliers burn one of their timeouts.
So while we have a moment with the Cavaliers calling a timeout, of course, we'll take a look at our scoreboard real quickly. Just a reminder, as far as the playoffs, of course, nothing will really be decided quite yet because until all the games have been played in Class 11B and lower classes.
Right, that's all going to happen tonight. Of course, there's tons of, quote, games of the century that are kind of going on tonight, if you will. I know Brandon Valley, Harrisburg, that's going to happen in a half an hour. Kind of a little later game, kind of odd for them, but anyway, that's going to happen later on tonight.
Right now with 5 minutes left in the first, O'Gorman 14, Rapid City Stevens nothing. And Sioux Falls Lincoln over Aberdeen Central 32-2 at halftime. There's the kickoff. It's going to be Sioux Falls Jefferson football.
Yeah, kind of not an onside kick, but they're trying to find a hole over there. And it was a great kick just outside the numbers in front of the 30-yard line. The Cavaliers were able to kind of smother it up. So not much of a return there. Well, in fact, it wasn't. He just literally went over there and laid on the ball and said, no way, no Cobblers going to come grab this one. So that's where the Cavaliers will set up shop at the 32-yard line to begin this drive.
Cavaliers going from left to right. Again, they lead 12-7 with just under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number one. Trips right. Swinson again from the shotgun has Simonson lined up behind him. There's the give to Simonson. Gets through the gap. He's going to be spun to the turf as he crosses the 35 for a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards, depending on the spot.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. The Cobblers dialed up a run blitz there, coming right to the line, and he ran right by Simonson. So Simonson gets his 5 yards, but he could have easily been stopped in the backfield.
2nd and 5 from their own 37. Again, trips right. Here's Ethan Swinson, but we're going to get a penalty.
This is the mistakes we talked about. They are just a little bit, but it's enough to be costly enough. And that player who jumped offside's got to hustle off to the sideline, but it's going to be an automatic first down for the Cavaliers.
And that was a Wrench-Law flag on the field. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, whether it's a DUI, criminal charges, or an injury case, you need the right lawyer on your side. With over 30 years of experience, Tim Wrench is a trial lawyer and will help you get the best possible outcome for your case. Call number 1 is to Wrench-Law at 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
Get another run right up the middle for Simonson. He actually kind of got stopped there for a second as he tried to jump cut, got kind of tripped up and allowed the defense to come finish up the tackle, but he still got 5 out of it.
4th play of this drive. We're looking at 2nd and 5 from the Jefferson 47-yard line. Trips right. Here's Swinson out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls out to this near side. Has a receiver, but he drops it.
That was absolutely a tremendous play by the defensive back, Henry Hill. He was 10 yards away from it when that ball came out, but he closed so well and got his hand just in the nick of time, knocked the arm down of the intended receiver, and forces now a 3rd and 5-6 scenario.
That was Sissoko, who was the intended receiver.
Karsten Sissoko.
So now 3rd and 5 from the 47. Again, still trips right. Simonson lined up behind Swinson. He'll take the snap. There's the give to Simonson. Simonson again through the gap, still on his feet. Gets into Cobbler territory and tackled as he gets inside the 45-yard line.
That's kind of so unfortunate. You know, last time we saw the Cobblers, that D-line did so well against Washington, but right now the Cavaliers are just showing a little bit of a dominance up front.
That's another Builders First Source first down as they move the chains. Spread offense. Swinson out of the gun once again.
Oh, I didn't think he jumped across. They're going to
We're going to get...
Oh, they're going to get a false start here. I was like, I did not think the Cobblers, they kind of popped up a little bit, but really didn't go anywhere. But instead it's going to be a false start on the Cavaliers. I would think they work on this all the time, the whole hand clap thing that they, teams do nowadays just to try to get teams to jump, and it's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff.
First penalty of the evening for Sioux Falls Jefferson. A false start backs them up 5 yards. So now 1st and 15 with the ball near midfield. They'll go trips right again. Swinson out of the gun with Simonson lined up behind him. Ball on the left side, hash marks. Out of the gun, there's the shotgun snap, the give to Simonson. Simonson right up the middle, has some running room, still on his feet, spins out of a tackle, and then gets inside the 35-yard line.
I tell you what, Simonson just does a great job of finding the holes. He's kind of a shorter guy, and he's got big guys in front of him. It's hard for the linebackers to find out where he's at, and he literally, you see him, he hits the hole, does his little stutter step, tries to find the little crevice to get through, and then busts through that. And meanwhile, the linebackers are like, what happened to him? The guy just disappeared behind these mammoths.
A 4th first down of this ball game for Sioux Falls Jefferson. Trips left now. Swinson again out of the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll drop back. Pressure from his blind side. He gets out of the pocket. There's the throw.
I think
and
it's
is it intercepted?
I think it is. They're going to take a look and see. Are they going to say simultaneous catch or are they going to say interception?
We'll see. The two officials getting together. It looked like the Cobbler defender had it.
Yeah, it did, and they're going to say no. It looked like a simultaneous catch is what it looked like. And, and the Cobbler could not come down and rip it out on the way down.
That's going to be an 8-yard gain to the Cobbler 34-yard line. Actually, 24-yard line. Here's Simonson down the right sideline, gets down to the 5-yard line before he is forced out of bounds. But it's going to be 1st and goal for the Cavaliers.
They're just right now, that offensive line for the Cavaliers is just having their way with what they need. And the Cobblers, they don't have an answer for it. They're just, the offensive coordinator is just doing a great job of mixing things up. Whether they're going inside, outside, left, right, it's a guessing game.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Swinson takes the snap. There's the give to Simonson. And Simonson right up the middle. He is going to get down to the 2-yard line to make it 2nd and goal.
And that time it was just a push. You just see those white shirts just absolutely pushing the defensive line of the Cobblers backwards.
So now 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Swinson out of the shotgun. There's the snap. There's the give to Simonson. Tries to get to the outside. Instead, he's going to be tackled for a loss back at the 5-yard line.
We're going to chalk up one for the Cobbler defense. Left side of the defensive line for the Cobblers. Got the penetration. That's exactly where the play was going. They beat their blocks, came off it, and Simonson, as soon as he got the ball, was like, I have nowhere to go. All I see is a sea of red.
The clock is at zeros. That is the way we end this first quarter. It's going to be Sioux Falls Jefferson football. When we come back, they're facing a 3rd and goal from the 6. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. At the end of 1, Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central 12-7 is the score. We'll return with more high school football action in 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoCobblersLive.com.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
Have you heard of that?
Absolutely.
Plays constantly.
So now the Cavaliers going from right to left. They're looking at 3rd and goal from the 6. Here's Swinson out of the shotgun. 1 receiver right, 2 to the left. Simonson lined up to his right. Long snap count. There's the snap to Swinson. Swinson throws to the middle of the field, and it is caught for a touchdown for the Cavaliers. Number 13, Damaris Fields, with a 6-yard touchdown strike.
I'll tell you what, they did a great job, did the Cavaliers, picking up the blitz of the Cobblers. Came flying in there and gave Swinson enough time to step up and fire a strike as Fields basically put the Cobbler defender right on his back and hauled in the catch.
And it looks like they are not going for the extra point. They've missed 2 already.
And it's been a struggle this year for them, actually, just even making these points.
They're going for the 2-point conversion. Then Swinson will go out of the shotgun. Takes the snap. There's the give to actually...
Got it.
Was it kind of a jet sweep? They kind of gave
It was a misdirection sweep. They faked the toss to the right, and instead they did a jet to the left, but it was absolutely no good that time as the Cobblers swarmed in and made the tackle. I want to say it was number 18, but I might be wrong on the number there as I was watching. But either way, it looked like he had clear path into the end zone for 2 more, but it was all for naught as the Cobblers keep him out.
So with 11:47 left in the second quarter, Sioux Falls Jefferson now leads on the State Farm scoreboard over Rapid City Central 18-7. We'll see if the Cobblers can answer. Again, on their last drive, they went 3 plays, 70 yards, and a touchdown. We'll see what head coach Brandon Colpitz, what he plans for this next possession for the Cobblers.
Yeah, a possession right now that would just absolutely chew up this second quarter would be so perfect right now for them. Obviously, you want to finish with some points, at the end of it and try to answer for the Cavaliers throughout there, but
we'll see what kind of ball control here that the Cobblers come up with. Getting set to kick off is number 11, Landon Gross. Here's the kick. This one a high kick taken. It takes a bounce inside the 20.
That was interesting. It was like Gilbert White Jr. It bounced up, and nobody was anywhere near it, and then it bounced up again, and White Jr. grabbed it and tried to run it up the middle, but he got stopped just past or right at the 25-yard line.
So the Cobblers on their own 25 going from left to right. It'll be 1st and 10. They trail 18-7 to Sioux Falls Jefferson. This is the 4th meeting all-time between these two schools, with Jefferson winning the previous 3 matchups. In a hurry, here come the Cobblers up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to run out of time. They have to call timeout because there was only 1 second left on the play clock as they took just too much time that time.
Boy, another critical error for the Cobblers. They had the one offsides that gave the Cavaliers a first down, and now you got to burn yourself a timeout here when you can use those later on. So
again, we have a timeout with 11:39 to go in the second quarter, and the Cavaliers leading by 11, 18-7.
It's funny, some of the scores out there. Another big games. Del Rapids is taking on Sioux Falls Christian in Class 11A. 11AA has multiple huge games as there's like literally 5, 6, 7 teams trying to battle just to go from either number 1 seed to maybe an 8 seed and dropping out of the playoffs. It's just so close in that area.
All right, now Watertown on top of Sturgis 22-10 in the second quarter. It is Pier 7, Spearfish nothing. There's the give. The Cobblers with the carry that time across the 30. Nice gain.
Great job just getting the push that they're looking for. Benbow and the whole gang just driving forward. If you get a push like that, this offense type is designed for 3 yards. That's what it is, 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust. If you get 6 or 7 yards on that.
Here's a give to the ramp side.
Is that Jackson?
That was number 21, Waylon Benbow.
That's Benbow to this side. So you see right away when they ran up to the line, the Cavaliers, everybody ran in. They expected the dive into the middle since it was second and short. So everybody was there, but instead the Cobblers call the run to the outside, and Benbow gets out there and gets that big Cobbler first down.
That moves the chains, and that's a Builder's First Source first down. Start your next project at bldr.com. They'll go 2 receivers to the left. Caden Matthew under center. There's the handoff. That will go to number 2 for the Cobblers. So that is Troy Catches.
I think Austin Miller really saved probably a first down on that. He's the linebacker out there on that cornerback rather, out there on that far side, and he actually just got a hand on Catches and really just kind of hung on to him and was able to kind of spin him down, but I think he had some running room.
Again, they give it back to Catches as he tries to get through the gap on the left side, takes it across the 40 to just shy of the 41-yard line for a gain of about 3. So we're looking at 3rd and 5 coming up for Rapid City Central.
My mistake. Austin Miller is the defensive end on that far side.
Fifth play of this drive coming up. Cobblers starting on their own 25. Now they're 3rd and 5 from their own 41.
Kind of a last-minute substitution there.
Matthew under center. Catches, goes in motion. There's the pass. It's going to be caught by Benbow, and he's going to be wrapped up and tackled shy of the 40-yard line.
It was a great play call, but an even better play by number 42 for Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers, Trevor Nielsen. He's the linebacker on that side, and he's the one assigned to cover. And he got bit for a second, dove in, but as Benbow kind of got behind, he recovered and turned around and grabbed him.
Here's the punt by Benbow. This one much better.
That's a great punt.
Fair catch called for by the Cavaliers.
That was an absolutely incredible punt there by Benbow.
Fair catch by Field. 36-yard punt by
So a 36-yard punt by Waylon Benbow. That'll put the Jefferson Cavaliers back 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
Again, the Cobblers, pressure here on the defense. They want to keep the game close. They got some field to work with.
Swinson out of the shotgun, trips left, has Simonson lined up behind him. They like to go in this formation. Swinson maybe changing plays. Now he takes the snap, claps his hands, takes the snap, throws to the middle of the field, has a receiver. He makes the catch at the 40, the 35-30, the 25-20, and tackled from behind at the 15-yard line.
Just a great play that time. That went to number 40, Tyler Tix.
Tyson. Or is it?
I'm sorry, Tyson. My bad. Tyson Tix. Either way, it was he's one of the 3 over there in that trips formation to the left, and it was man coverage. So you just get a couple of crossers there, and that creates an open opportunity, and that's exactly what he had. There was no defender within 5 yards of him.
In the red zone once again, they hand the ball off to Simonson. He's going to be tripped up as he gets inside the 10, lunges forward to the 6-yard line.
I think that's actually Sam Glacia.
It is, yep, you're right, 22, Sam Glacia, the 5'11", 195-pound senior.
Again, they kind of do a tandem as far as, carrying time and what have you.
4th play of this drive, trips right. Swinson again out of the shotgun. Five seconds left on the play clock. Here's Swinson looking for the end zone. The pass is caught for the touchdown. That is number 10, Jordan Detler.
And is that his second touchdown catch of the day?
It is just his first.
Okay, he must have just caught a pass earlier. But again, when you have both a running game and a passing game, and you can utilize all of them to the best of their abilities, you got someone who can deliver the ball, someone who can run great routes, and a line that can do their job. It's just so hard to stop.
Here's the extra point attempt. This one is good. The first extra point attempt good for the Cavaliers. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, we have 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining until halftime, and Sioux Falls Jefferson starting to pull away here as they lead Rapid City Central 25-7. We will pause for 30 seconds. You're listening to Cobbler Football on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, and the wages of sin is death. But have you heard the good news? God demonstrates his own love toward us in this, that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Want to know more about life and hope? Call or text 605-858-3107.
And we're back here at Dunham Field at O'Hara Stadium on this Friday night. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Here's the Cobblers. They'll take the ball at the 12-yard line. I think that was Gilbert White Jr. on the return.
Kind of still going there a little bit. Good job by the coverage team for the Cavaliers. White Jr. got it on the near side, and he ran to the far side, but the guy just bottled him up, forced him to run back inside and run back into the downfield coverage.
All right, now 25-7, the Cavaliers leading the Cobblers. For Ethan Swinson for the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers, he's thrown 17 touchdown passes on the season and only one pick.
Yeah, second-year starter for Jefferson, and they knew they were going to a little bit better this year than they were last year.
Caden Matthew is going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line.
I don't know if
I'm not sure if that was a broken play or not.
Yeah, it was a broken play, or if it was intended for a fake in order for him to turn around and kind of make that throw. They've done it a couple times already this game, and I think they're probably thinking, hey, we got a chance to make it here, and it didn't happen.
Now looking at 2nd and 13 from the 15-yard line.
You know, and if you're the Cobblers, just this type of offense does not compensate for something like this.
There's the give to this near side. That was going to be
11?
Was number 11.
Was that Henry Hill? Or was it Benbow?
You say it's Benbow.
Yeah,
tough to tell.
Those ones and 21s are
a,
just kind of getting me. I might have to bust out my my binoculars here and see what I can come up with here. Those aren't much better.
Benbow takes the ball just on the other side of the 20-yard line. We're looking at 3rd and about 8 coming up. Matthews drops back, passes down in the middle of the field, but he overthrows his receiver.
And everybody wants pass interference. You hear him kind of chattering out there, but
no flag on the play, though, as the receiver hit the turf.
And the downside into doing it in that situation is it's too predictable. This whole offense is designed for misdirection, overloading on misdirections, and keeping things guessing.
This is Benbow with the punt once again. It takes a bounce at midfield, gets into Jefferson territory, and they are going to the Cobblers down the football, rather, at the 46-yard line.
You know, and when you're it's predictable. 3rd and long situation, throw the ball. So they're not going to stack the line. The defense is going to stack the line, which is what you want them to do. So, that's your scenario. And you might say, well, what are you doing running the ball on 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 12 or whatever it is? You got 3rd and long scenario. Why are you running the ball? And it's a setup play. It's to keep the other team guessing. I realize you may not get something out of it, but if they're backing up for a 3rd down, it's the same whole reason why you run a draw play, because everybody is back.
There's the snap to Swinson. Under pressure, gets rid of the football, and it's dropped by the receiver, number 30, William Dose.
And he had a cobbler right in his face, so he had to get rid of it quickly. I don't think he was able to set his feet and get the throw that he's looking for. It was definitely catchable because it got in his hands, but he just couldn't haul it in.
2nd and 10 now from the Jefferson 46 for the Cavaliers, going from right to left. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left before halftime. Cavaliers leading the Cobblers 25-7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Swinson out of the gun. Shotgun snap, drops back, looks to the middle of the field once again, and it's through the hands of the receiver. That is number 10.
No, that's 18. That was Sissoko.
18, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Carson Sissoko. And now here's an opportunity for the Cobblers to try to get the ball back here with a 3rd and 10 scenario.
Trying to force a 3 and out is this Cobbler defense. Ball back at the 46-yard line. Swinson again, trips left. He'll take the snap out of the gun. Looks like they might be changing the play.
Yep. They want to see what kind of covers. Is it going to be a cover 1 or a cover 2? And then they'll adjust the play accordingly. Is it going to be a delay?
We're going to get a timeout by the Cavaliers to avoid the delay of game.
Yeah, again, they come over, they do the hard clap count, if you will. It's not a snap count, it's a clap count. And they do that. They want to be able to read, are the blitzers coming or not? That kind of tells the line a little bit. Then the coach can see what's going on. He's looking at coverages. Last time they run man coverage that time, and you end up running a rub route, or just you got your guy that's got speed, and he'll just run by somebody. You get that scenario where this time they were in a cover 2 situation. So you're looking for somebody to, they'll run a post kind of right in the middle. They'll either run right up the seam. They could also run some curls and hitch routes type of thing to kind of get in between those zone areas for what they're looking for.
Dean, one quick score, Rapid City Christian leading Custer 30-0 with 3 minutes left in the second.
Of course, the comment, it's kind of almost inevitable. They're going to be the 8th seed and going to have to travel to Sioux Falls Christian in a couple of weeks.
Here's a low snap, and it's going to be recovered by the Cobblers.
There's a golden opportunity right there. We talked about you got to be able to come up with something big. Your defense has to do something, and here's a chance right now to give the Cobblers a short field to work with. They had that, 2-3 play drive before, came up with a big play, were able to punch it in that time. Now they can practically cut this a score in half and give them plenty of momentum here.
First takeaway of this ball game for Rapid City Central. Again, it was a low snap, and Swinson never really could recover, and the Cobblers just in there to dive on the football.
Yeah, it hit his hand and kind of rolled away, and they had the linebacker coming in who got it.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. There's the give to the back. Maybe got a yard.
Yeah, Benbow again trying to get there. Again, you have to get it through so quick. The linebackers do such a great job of reading it. And when they see that run, it's downhill, and these linebackers for the Cavaliers, they can fill their downhill responsibilities, their gap responsibilities so well that if you're not through it quickly in a heavy hitter, or you don't got somebody pulling for a kick out block, then you are swallowed up.
Catches, goes in motion. There's the handoff. That's going to be Benbow right up the middle. Finds a
first
hole
down,
through the gap, gets inside the 30, and he gets the first down.
Again, and that's what you're looking for. You want enough of a crease somewhere. You want to overwhelm the defense at the point of attack where they just have too many of your guys versus too many of their guys. It's just a whole numbers game, what they're looking for. Misdirection, numbers game.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Catches, goes in motion. There's the handoff to, I think that was Benbow. Then he's going to be pushed backwards. It is Benbow who gets helped up.
It's kind of funny. It's like as soon as Cade Matthew hands it off, he's literally turning around and walking to the sideline ready to get the next play where they haven't even finished the run yet.
2nd and 9 from the 28-yard line. Cobblers trying to chew up the clock here late in this first half. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. One receiver to the right. That is going to be catches.
And they run that play where we overwhelm to the right. Now we're trying to catch him in a misdirection going back the other direction, but Austin Miller, just an excellent defensive end on that side, was not fooled at all. Nobody blocked him, and he came in, filled his spot, and basically catches ran right into him.
It's going to be a loss of 1 back to the 30-yard line, so 3rd and 11 rather. 3rd and 11. They need to get to the 19-yard line for a first down.
And this is going to be a 4-down territory. The keeper to Matthew, and I thought maybe he might get a little bit of a push, and he got some, but not a lot.
Just a gain of 2 yards to the 28-yard line. 4th and 9.
This is where you run into, obviously we talked about that last drive. Passing down, scenario, a team that doesn't normally pass the ball, they use the pass to try to catch things off guard. Now there's some mix-up of what they want. They're gonna have to call another timeout. They had one play running on, and then another one running off, and it looked like Matthews I still don't have a play, coach.
So we have 2 minutes and 29 seconds left before halftime. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Sioux Falls Jefferson 25, Rapid City Central 7. We will pause for 30 seconds as well, right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Would you buy your insurance from a cartoon character?
What's up, Doc?
Cartoons are good for a laugh, but when you're in an accident or you need your home covered and need help, it's no laughing matter. That's why you need a real person, like Lance at Van Zee Insurance Associates. It's not just simple insurance either. Lance has you covered with home, life, auto, and business. Van Zee Insurance is your place to call. Stop by today or give Lance a call at 605-393-2399.
And we're back here at the Anytime Auto Sales, Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Trips left, one receiver to the right, across the middle of the field. The receiver makes the catch. They'll give him forward progress inside the 20, but he might be just short of a first down.
That's Gilbert White Jr., the player we talked about. This might be the one they're going to go for. And did they get it? And they're trying to point. Cavaliers are pointing their direction. The Cobblers actually aren't even pointing their direction. It's right on the mark there. I think he got it.
It looks like it's going to be a turnover on downs as he gets just inside the 20, but not enough.
Yeah, again, he made the catch, and literally if he catches the ball and falls forward, he's got the first down. But instead, he caught it. The defender got in, drove him backwards. The forward progress wasn't enough. So a nice little dial-up. You don't see a spread formation out of the Cobblers, but it was half a yard away from getting the job done.
Here's Swinson out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 going from right to left for the Cavaliers. There's the give to Simonson. He finds some running room. Takes it across the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4.
So now 2nd and 4 coming up from the 26-yard line. This time trips right. Swinson out of the gun once again with Simonson lined up behind him. Takes the snap as he claps his hands. Out of the backfield, gets it to his back, who makes the catch. Gets across the 30 and has enough for a Cavalier first down.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating for the Cobblers right there because they had the right coverage that they needed. It's just a little outlet bubble pass to the flats out there. The defender's right there. He breaks down. Everything looks great, and then all of a sudden Simonson takes off, and there was enough room that the defender couldn't get him.
Trips left. Again, a bubble screen to that left side. Simonson makes the catch at the 30, the 35, and forced out of bounds at about the 40, actually 37-yard line.
Yeah, this is going to be a block in the back as Tyson Tix caught the player. Actually, no, it's not Tix, actually. It's actually Sissoko out on the perimeter. They just, again, another bubble screen. They just go the other direction, their version of a ball control without running it up the middle. And the defender was right there, and I think the receiver just got down too far and then tried to turn around and make a block and gave him a nice little shove in the back right in front of the official. Kind of an easy call to make.
That's a wrench law flag on the field. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, whether it's a DUI, criminal charges, or an injury case, you need the right lawyer on your side. With over 30 years of experience, Tim Wrench is a trial lawyer and will help you get the best possible outcome for your case. Call number 1 is to Wrench Law, 605-341-1111, wrenchlaw.com.
This is just a delayed handoff up the middle, and on the hop is Sam Glasiah. And he goes rumbling, bumbling, not even that at all. He goes right up the gut.
Takes it to the 49-yard line for the 8th first down for the Cavaliers with 1:04 to go. The clock is running. That's a Builders first source first down. There's the pass, has a receiver, makes the catch inside the 40. Tried to break a tackle inside the 35. Instead, he's going to be wrapped up at the 33-yard line. Looks like that is number 10, so that is Jordan Detler.
Jordan Detler again, and actually kind of making the big save there, tackle-wise, was number 5 for the Cobblers.
That moves the chains once again. Again, dropping back. Now getting out of the pocket and going to be sacked at the 35-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, the big sack there by the Cobblers, but Swinson was hauling that ball out there, and the way he was hanging it out there, I think the Cobblers saw it. He, instead of going for the tackle, which he did, but as he wrapped his arms around, he kind of pulls down on the arm, tries to get him to knock the ball away. Swinson was able to hang on to it, but I was kind of seeing a big fumble coming there.
So 3rd and 11. As the Cavaliers, they did spike the football. They are out of timeouts. They're going to put Detler on single coverage to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Ethan Swinson out of the shotgun. There's the hand clap, the snap to Swinson. Again, looks to the middle of the field, and the receiver drops the football, number 13, Demarius Fields.
Just flat out dropped it. He was wide open right in the middle of the field. Obviously, the Cobblers are going to give him a little bit of room in the middle. They're going to guard the perimeters, guard the deep part with the clock ticking down here.
Clock is stopped with 22 seconds to play till halftime.
And now it's 4th and 11 coming up here.
The Consolidated Construction halftime show coming up next on Fox Sports Rapid City. 1 receiver right, 2 to the left. Again, throwing deep down the middle of the field. Detler, did he hold on to it?
No,
it's broken up
Absolutely
in the end zone.
A gorgeous play by the defender for Central there. And that is number 7, Logan James, the linebacker, showing some closing speed. It was a well-thrown ball, but he did James right at the same time as the ball, and it's turned over on down, so with 16 seconds left, I don't know if the Cobblers are going to take a shot downfield, do something weird here. They got a couple 3 plays to deal with if they need to. They have 1 timeout, but They might take a couple of shots, and then if it doesn't work out, use the big timeout. Or rather, if it does work, then maybe use the timeout and try to get something.
This time they go 4 receivers to the right,
Empty
one
back.
to the left.
Not an empty backfield. They got too many people in the backfield. Now the Cobblers have to use that timeout. So, unfortunately, you throw those one-offs type of plays that you're not used to running. And wait, they're going to call a penalty?
It looks like they are. Is that it's a 5-yard,
Yeah.
so delay of game?
No, it wasn't.
Or
right. So they're not going to use a timeout, but they are going to give them the 5-yard penalty. So, in general, you got to get down the field. You got 72 yards you got to work with here, so 71 yards.
third penalty for the Cobblers for 15 yards total. Here's Matthew out of the shotgun, out of the backfield, gets the pass to Benbow, and Benbow,
but he's got to get out of bounds.
Gets about to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Cobblers will call timeout with 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think he had a chance to kind of get out of bounds and maybe hang on to that. He would have saved a couple, 3 seconds, a possibility to run 2 more plays.
On 1st and 15,
now
it's
just
a 10-yard gain for Waylon Benbow on that catch. Takes it to the 40-yard line. Now we're looking at 2nd and about 4. They need to get to the 44-yard line, but at this point it really does not matter because, again, they only have 5 seconds left on the clock before halftime.
Right, yeah, he runs out of bounds. They have, 10, 9, maybe 8 seconds. That's enough for 2 plays. You can get a one downfield quickly and cut the field in half and then cut the field and then go for the last one. A lot easier throw down to the end zone. Now you basically got to throw up either. You got to do the old Boise State play with a hook and ladder in the Fiesta Bowl play, or you're just going to heave something up and hopefully somebody comes down with it.
25-7, Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central. 5 seconds to play till halftime. Cobbler football, 2nd and 4 from their own 40. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Matthew out of the shotgun, empty backfield, being pressured, and he just gets rid of the football.
That's going to be a penalty, but will end it because there was nobody in the area, and the ball did not make the line of scrimmage, and there Scott Jacobson throws his flag out. But it's not a defensive penalty, so that will end it.
So intentional grounding, that penalty is declined, and that is the way we end this first half. On the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. At halftime, Sioux Falls Jefferson leads Rapid City Central 25-7 is your score. We will pause for 2 minutes. When we come back, the Consolidated Construction halftime show right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
How do we solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems? Our doctors and specialists collaborate, sharing their vast knowledge and Mayo Clinic's unique expertise. It's this working together that helps solve our patients' hard-to-solve medical problems. Monument Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
We're closing out all remaining new 2024 Hondas at Danny Emanuel Rushmore Honda. While selections last, we're offering 0% APR financing on new 2024s. You heard that right. 0% financing on new Hondas. Choose from Accords, Accord Hybrids, Ridgelines, and Odysseys, all with 0% financing. We haven't made an offer this big in several years. But don't wait. This 0% offer is only good while selections last. See us at Danny Emanuel Rushmore Honda or at RushmoreHonda.com.
Stadium with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Thanks for spending your Friday night with us. We want to welcome you to the Consolidated Construction Halftime Show, built by Consolidated Construction. From start to finish, Consolidated pledges a quality experience every step of the way. When it comes to your next big vision and project, work with someone that was born in the Midwest and has ingrained their business into this community. That's Consolidated Construction at onecalltobuild.com. Here at halftime between the Cobblers and Sioux Falls Jefferson, it is the Cavaliers with the lead here at the break. 25-7 over Rapid City Central. The Cobblers had that one long drive. They went 3 plays for 70 yards, and that has been the only touchdown of this game for the Cobblers. I think, Dean, the defense has hung tough, but really it is that two-headed monster. They have a passing game and a running game, and the Cavaliers have been able just to move that ball up and down the field.
Yeah, it's so hard when Washington was here. They didn't have much of a passing game. Quarterback struggled, receivers struggled to catch the ball, so the Cobblers knew they could commit more players to the box, and they were able to help in that running game, and which they thought would be more effective for Washington, just wasn't. Washington kind of all over Roosevelt today, so different team there, but they were able to keep that running game in check. But yeah, like you said, you've got this Cavalier team that they got big physical guys up front. They've got a great running back who can hit any hole quickly. He's small, he's quick. Small, I mean, as in height-wise, but he's not small in girth anyway. And he can hit a hole. He can make a jump cut, get to where he needs to quickly. And it's hard to keep track of where he's at. And, of course, when the line's pushing you backwards, you're still trying to keep track of them when they're manhandling you. And then, again, the passing game, just putting the pressure, that obviously the weakness of the Cobblers defense, and making those throws. Swenson hitting the ball on target and finding his receivers in the right spots where he needs to do. So they are kind of able to kind of do whatever they want. Are the Cavaliers. I think as the game kind of went along, it looked like at first it was going to start like last week where, the Cobblers first quarter couldn't get out of the shadow of their own end zone. Right away, you got blocked field goals, and the opponent sets up shop inside your 30 multiple different times. You're down 28-0 before the first quarter's even over with. And it kind of looked like it was going to start that way, but then the Cobblers kind of started to come around a little bit. Offensively, they got a few first downs, made some plays. Obviously, they had the big drive and was able to get the ball in the end zone. So they're kind of starting to turn into what it was 2 weeks ago against Washington, at least somewhat. I can kind of feel some of that happening here as things roll along. The thing is that, the defense just has to be able to step up even bigger. They got the one big turnover, but after that, they're going to have to come up with something big if they're going to be able to regroup. Again, this offense is not designed for big play opportunities from the passing game. If it's going to come, it's got to come from a run game. And that's just not the design of the offense. It wasn't meant to be that way. It's no knock on them. That's just the design of it. And it's what they felt they needed to do as an offense this year. And they've had some success with it, obviously, at certain times in certain places. But when you're behind the 8 ball, then you've really got to, come up with big and put a lot of pressure on your defense.
And we will talk about those coaching adjustments in just a moment as to see what the Cobblers might do here in this second half. They trail to Sioux Falls Jefferson 25-7 here at halftime. Looking at today's box score being brought to you by The Box, The Box Elder Event Center is the most innovative facility in the Midwest, featuring hardwood courts and great space to host multiple games. The Box is the premier youth sports venue in the area, but sports aren't the only thing they can host. The Box can cater and host any of your meetings, conventions, or receptions. To plan your next event, visit thebox.live. Looking at the scoring in this first half, Sioux Falls Jefferson, they scored first with 9:26 remaining in the first quarter. It was a 33-yard touchdown pass to Edward Whiting. He's the tight end, leading receiver for the team, but then he needed help getting off the field, and I don't think we've seen Edward Whiting since.
No, you're right. Not at all. They still got plenty of weapons to go, and they've already kind of hit with the injury bug, but you're right. We haven't seen him.
The extra point was no good. It was 6-0 at that point. With 5.5 minutes left in the first, it was Sioux Falls Jefferson again on a Davian Simonson 1-yard touchdown run. Again, the extra point no good. That made it 12-0. With 3:54 to go in the first, Rapid City Central answered on a 7-yard touchdown run by Braden Jackson. The extra point was good, and Sioux Falls Jefferson led 12-7. Moving on to the second quarter, with 11:53 to go, Sioux Falls Jefferson scored on a 6-yard touchdown reception by Demarius Fields. That made it 18-7. And then with 7:40 to go in the second, it was Jordan Detler on a 13-yard touchdown reception, and that is where we stand here at halftime. 25-7 is your score. Looking at some other stats real quickly, first downs in this first half, the Cobblers have just 4 first downs compared to 9 for Sioux Falls Jefferson. Penalties, the Cobblers have a total of 3 penalties for 15 yards, and Sioux Falls Jefferson has 2 penalties for a total of 15 yards. So 25-7 is your score at halftime. Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central. Let's look at our coaching adjustments, brought to you by Lee Cruz, your local New York Life agent in Rapid City. Lee is ready to help you and your family put a game plan together and secure your financial future. Don't wait. Take action and Google Lee Cruz, New York Life. So, Dean, what do we expect when these two teams come back out onto the field?
Well, I think for the Cavaliers, I don't know that they're going to make too many changes. I think they've got a great game plan going on. It's working very effectively. I don't think they're going to change and run the ball more versus pass it. I think they're going to continue with the same mix of what they have going on right now and see if that can carry this game more out of hand for them. For the Cobblers, really what they need to do is they need to continue working hard up front. A lot of times we'll see scenarios where the blockers will get on the defender, but instead of getting the defender and getting on them and driving them, they are allowing the defender to keep their hands extended, and that allows them to get off of the blocks and get into the backfield and clog up what they need to do. Again, this is an offense that needs to get something on every play. There's very few big play opportunities. That doesn't happen very often. They've gone to it a couple of times. It's worked a couple of times here, a couple of times it hasn't. So they can't run the usual third and long, type of scenario, pass type of scenario. They got to keep going with what they do, which is keep the other team guessing. So in order to do that, you can't let the penetration of the defensive line get inside and gum up or clog up or plug up or whatever you want to do what they're trying to do, which is the misdirection, finding a seam, getting to where they need to be. You got to be sure with your blocks. You got to make sure they're solid and not let the defender have the leverage that they're looking for and then come off and make plays. That's kind of what we've seen a lot of this evening, and so the Cobblers haven't quite got what they need to do. Again, I think their momentum was kind of starting to roll a little bit better offensive-wise, but they need to be more solid. They need to be more on top of their blocks in order to give those little creases, which is really all they're going to get and get those little chunks at a time to keep those chains moving.
Again, here at halftime, 25-7. Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central. And that's our coaching adjustments brought to you by Lee Cruz, your local New York Life agent in Rapid City. So we are going to step aside for 2 minutes here on the Consolidated Construction Halftime Show. When we come back, we will take a look at some scores from around the region. We'll do that when we return. Again, this is high school football action on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also online at GoCobblersLive.com.
Great news. I just got the State Farm personal price plan on our home and auto insurance.
You told our agent about my thing for romance novels?
No, you don't have to get that personal. Our agent just helped me choose affordable options to create a personalized price just for us.
Oh, sweet. Then you won't believe the love triangle Jen is in now.
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Yeah.
Last year?
Yeah. No. Yep.
Dunham Field at O'Hara Stadium for the Consolidated Construction Halftime Show right here on Fox Sports Rapid City. Jerome Wickersham and Dean Gurr with you as we bring you just tonight and then next week. It's hard to believe, Dean, the regular season wrapping up, and then we'll be ready for some postseason action.
Geez, we just blinked a little bit ago. It was August. We were just kind of getting underway, Labor Day weekend and everything, and all of a sudden, the weather's been very summer-like or what have you, and we just blink, and all of a sudden the weather changes, and the season is the end of the season is upon us.
Absolutely. Right now, 43 degrees here at O'Hara Stadium. Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central 25-7 as the Cobbler Marching Band performs here at halftime. Taking a look at some scores also on the State Farm scoreboard. Sioux Falls Lincoln defeats Aberdeen Central 53-2 is a final. Sioux Falls Washington over Sioux Falls Roosevelt. That is with 5 minutes left in the fourth, 42-7. At halftime, it is O'Gorman over Rapid City Stevens, 28-0. And then with 3 minutes left in the first, it's a showdown between number 1 and number 2. And it's Harrisburg with a 7-0 lead over Brandon Valley.
I think I'm going to have to go home and, depending on kind of what happens at this game, unless it's a blowout, which I don't think it will, I'm going to have to go home and watch that game tonight.
Moving on to Class 11 AA, Yankton in the fourth quarter leading T Area 21-7. Yankton comes in the top, ranked number 1 in Class 11 AA. At the end of the first half, Mitchell 20, Huron 14. Also at halftime, Watertown 22 and Sturgis 10. With 4 minutes left in the third, Brookings all over Douglas, 35-0 out there at Patriot Stadium in Box Elder. And with 9 minutes left in the third, Pierre T.F. Riggs leading Spearfish 14-0. The Spartans coming in ranked number 2 in Class 11 AA.
Yeah, it's funny. We talked about from top to, not top to bottom, top to the top 2/3 at least, going all over the place. You know, T Area 5, they're taking on Yankton. It's a 2-score game, so not bad. But you've got Watertown, and it's a moderately close game against Sturgis. You got Pierre, 2 touchdowns over Spearfish, and boy, and any week, any given team can win.
Moving on to Class 11A, Rapid City Christian in the third quarter. They lead Custer 30-0. At halftime, West Central all over Millbank 44-7. Also at halftime, Dakota Valley 7, Vermilion 0. Madison with the lead over Canton 17-8 in the third. 7 minutes left in the third quarter, Lennox leading Tri-Valley 32-0. As they start the second half in Belfouche, the Bronx leading Lakota Tech 43-0. And with 6 minutes left in the third, number 1 Sioux Falls Christian 14 and number 3 Del Rapids 0.
Yeah, there's just those huge ranking opportunities here in Class 11A about who's gonna finish whatever as the season kind of winds down. I know it affects Rep City Christian, their seeding. I don't think they're going to get any better than an 8 seed just because of what's going on, especially with Canton losing.
In Class 11B, Winner in the second quarter, they lead Chamberlain 32-0. With 11 minutes left in the third, number 3 Elk Point Jefferson 7, number 2 Sioux Valley 3. So a big game there taking place in Volga.
Yeah, definitely a huge one. Sioux Valley looking for an undefeated season, and it's the 1 through 10 rankings there in Class 11B can get shuffled up real quick. As I was kind of doing some math here, Groton's down there like number 9 right now, or tied for 8, and they could easily finish like, if this holds up right now, they could finish like 3rd or 4th all of a sudden, jumping all over the place. So there's a lot of possibilities going on as the shuffle game continues.
Absolutely. Also at halftime, Mount Vernon Plankington leading Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central 22-14. At halftime, Wagner over Miller Highmore Herald 28-14. Groton area on top of Baltic 25-0. Aberdeen Roncalli beats Sisseton 50-0. With 6 minutes left in the third, the Tigers have scored as Mobridge Pollock has taken the lead over Dual 19-13. Of course, we were at Cardinal Field last year, which was a very long day. The weather was not so nice last year when we traveled to Cardinal Stadium.
But it was an amazing game. Absolutely a tremendous game. I didn't sleep all the way home. Okay, I took a nap or two, but not much.
With 1 minute left in the second, St. Thomas More all over lead Deadwood 43-0 is your score there in Ferguson Field in Deadwood.
And I talked about St. Thomas More. If you go back up here to Mount Vernon Plankington, number 5, they're leading number 4, 22-14. The Cavaliers only lost to Mount Vernon Plankington 36-30. So, again, I said it last week. I'm going to stand by it. I think that the Cavaliers will do some big damage. I think they're going to win their first-round playoff game, whoever they're going to face, and I think they will even challenge even their next game.
Mm-hmm. And we did see St. Thomas More with that freshman quarterback, Noah Wald. And
his weapons and the big physical line. Yeah, they've kind of got it all. And
they do.
Can definitely be scary in the playoffs.
We're just about to start the second half, but in Class 9A, one score real quickly. 3 minutes left in the second. Wall over Lyman, 60-6. It looks like the Eagles will finish the regular season undefeated. Here's a short kick taken at the 30-yard line by Sioux Falls Jefferson. They take it out to about the 42 on the return.
Again, just the same spot they put it last time. The Cobblers kicked off to give it to the Cavaliers. Just try to get the ball to bounce around a little bit and maybe not get much of a return. Cavaliers did a good job there. Got themselves about 12 yards on that, and they'll set up shop here just beyond the 40. Again, they kind of sputtered a little bit here in the second quarter, did the Cavaliers. They moved the ball but didn't get much out of it. So I think they're going to see if they can kind of rebound here.
Two receivers to the right. Here's Swinson. Ethan Swinson will go out of the shotgun. There's the give right up the middle. There's a seam as Davian Simonson, but the ball is loose. I think they're going to say he was down, even though the Cobblers are saying we have the football.
Yeah, he's going to say he was down. And the umpire standing right in the middle who almost got chop blocked right there as Simonson hit the ground. The umpire looks over the side judge and is like, look, he's marking the ball down right there, guys. Of course, you get that. It looked like the ball was down, but then, of course, everybody, you want an opportunity, obviously.
That's a gain of 8 on the run that time by Davian Simonson, who has 1 touchdown in this ball game. 2nd and 2 from midfield. Swinson out of the gun. There's the give to Simonson. Or was that 22 Glacia? We'll see where they spot the football. It looks like he definitely has enough.
It's Simonson again.
Simonson.
That middle of the line, just the push. We talked about maybe a possibility with Gabriel Ralston, the new center, coming in, and he's a junior, to see what he can do. And he's like, no problem. I got this thing handled.
10th first down of this ball game for Sioux Falls Jefferson. A Builder's First Source first down. Start your next project at bldr.com. Swinson goes out of the shotgun. There's the give. Actually, a pass to the, they faked the handoff, and there's a quick pass, a kind of a screen pass to the left side to number 18, Kirsten Sissoko.
Yeah, and that was all set up with those previous 2 plays that were so successful. They motioned a blocker into the backfield, looked like they were going to run another dive play right up the middle, but instead the swing bubbled to the outside. But the Cobbler wasn't fooled. I didn't see who made that tackle, but he did a good job coming off his block and making it.
4th play of this drive. There's the give. It's going to go to Simonson.
He is just an incredible runner over there.
So tough to bring down as he takes it inside the 30 for another Jefferson first down.
He just has that low center of gravity when he gets through the hole. He makes a cut. If you're going to tackle him, you got to tackle him low. Well, he's shorter than everyone else, so you got to get even lower. And he just has that great balance, that kind of Barry Sanders balance, that he can just bounce out wherever he needs to go.
9:35 remaining in this third quarter. 25-0 Jefferson with the lead. Swinson out of the gun. There's the give to Simonson. Gets through the gap. He's heading for the end zone. He's at the 10, the 5. There's a missed tackle, and he's in for the score from 28 yards.
Yeah, he's just so good. You're not going to tackle him high, and the defender got on his shoulders and tried to tackle him, and he just basically shrugged him off like he was nobody's business and walked into the end zone. Just an amazing runner. I see why Simonson is got the start here. He runs kind of tandem with Glacia, but Simonson doing the job tonight. Extra point was good, but it looked kind of a wide right, but I think it snuck just inside the upright. So
with that extra point, it is now 32-7 as the Cavaliers lead after Davian Simonson with his 2nd touchdown run of the night. Like we said on the State Farm scoreboard, 32-7 is your score. It'll be Cobbler football when we come back in 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches
service and detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. Here's the kickoff by Sioux Falls Jefferson from right to left. A high kick taken at about the 14-yard line by the Cobblers. Nice return to the 30-35, close to the 40-yard line.
That's Gilbert White Jr.
Nice return to give the Cobblers good field possession as they have the football for the first time in this second half.
Yeah, he had a nice seam to run up right about the 25. He got through that. He came, found the wall along the sideline, kept going. And I think the defender shoved his own player into him and knocked him out of bounds. But either way, nice little return up to, they can set up shop at that 43-yard line.
Caden Matthew under center, 2 receivers to the left. Catches, goes in motion. Dropping back, there's a quick pass down the middle of the field. It's going to be caught by the receiver in Sioux Falls Jefferson territory.
Yeah, that's Henry Hill making the big grab. Of course, Cobblers now trying to get cute. They run twins on the left-hand side, and that was Hill. Settles kind of right in the middle of that zone area and gets the possession and makes it 2nd and short. I kind of thought they might run up there and try that little QB sneak with just a yard to go, and we'll see if the Cavaliers kind of dive into the line, bring in a heavy package. They do.
2nd and 1 for the Cobblers. There's the give. This one is going to go to Hill. That is Hill once again, takes it down the right sideline. Henry Hill with a Cobbler first down.
That was actually a great play. So, obviously you think, but it's 2nd down. You got options are wide open. The Cavaliers brought the heavy package in. Instead, the Cobblers ran the ball to the outside. And actually, Hill, I think, put a hand on the back of the tackler and drove him down and hopped over him and got some extra yards out of it.
That's the 5th first down in this ball game for the Cobblers. They're going to go back to Hill, and Hill takes it inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
Actually, Benbow that time.
Or Benbow, I'm sorry,
That's
for
right.
a gain of 5 yards. 21-11. You could see a mistake there.
I could totally see that. Yeah, they're kind of hard to see there with the borders of the numbers being a similar color to the numbers themselves.
The ball on the 28-yard line. So we're looking at 2nd and 5 now for the Cobblers. They fake the handoff, rolling out. They tried to get it to Benbow. He was the intended receiver. Instead, it's airmailed over Benbow, incomplete. And so now 3rd and 5 coming up for the Cobblers.
Put Catches in motion that time. Kind of looked like they were going to give it to Catches. Again, it's a lot of window dressing, a lot of misdirection, a lot of testing the linebackers and the defensive backs, mostly the linebackers, as they look, okay, who's going where, who's which way. They got to be able to read their keys, do the Cavaliers, in order to keep up with the way this offense runs.
2 receivers to the left. Caden Matthew under center. Catches, goes in motion. There's the handoff to Benbow. Gets through the seam on the left side. Takes it inside the 25-yard line. And he's going to be close to a first down. And one of the officials is saying move the chains.
Yep, and the guy with the white hat signals. That's all you need to see. Kind of makes it. They get the first down. They keep the clocks moving. Again, this is the kind of drive that they're looking for. It's chew up yards. This is like, we call this like the rototiller offense. You just constantly chew up some ground as you're heading downfield, and you're chewing up clock all at the same time.
1st and 10 from the Jefferson 23. Matthew under center has a man in motion once again. There's the handoff. That will go to, I think it was Benbow. Henry Hill, I'm sorry. Again, that was number 11. Takes it down to about the 22-yard line. I'm sorry, to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, there can't be any hesitation with what you're doing. If you're running outside, which works because they have to respect the inside game, you can't hesitate. You got to be able to turn that corner.
2nd and 4 from the 17-yard line.
This is Catches this time.
Troy Catches, the ball carrier. Going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd and 4 for Rapid City Central.
Yeah, everybody going to the right-hand side, and then it's an inside handoff to Catches back to the left, and it tests the end. And I'll tell you what, who's passed that test for the Cavaliers is Austin Miller. He has done a great job of just staying home. It's like they're going to go here, there. I got my territory. I'm going to cover it well.
7th play of this drive. 3rd and 4 now. 3rd and 5 actually for the Cobblers. Catches, goes in motion. There's a pass to the right side. It's going to be caught by the receiver.
That's Gilbert White. He loses the ball.
Loses the ball. Picked up by Jefferson. He's going down the left sideline at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown for Sioux Falls Jefferson on the fumble by Rapid City Central.
Boy, did that momentum just absolutely sink the Cobblers. Everything was high, the sideline is excited, everything's going on, they're moving the football, they're making plays, and then the big mistake. We talked about that in the pregame show. Some of the keys of the game is that you can't have mistakes, and especially one of that type right there. It isn't just the fact that they scored, it was a fumble, all those were all rotten. It was the fact that it was a momentum killer, which is you got everyone's excited, they're pushing people, they're running a little bit harder, everybody's got everything going on, and unfortunately for Gilbert White Jr., he caught the ball, head up field, made a play, and didn't cover up the ball and got poked out by the defender.
So we're going to have offsides on the Cobblers.
Replay the try.
Man in takes the extra point for the Cavaliers.
Fourth penalty for the ball game for the Cobblers with 5:19 to play. Here's the extra point attempt. There's the snap, the hold. The kick is up, and this one splits the uprights. 5:19 to play in the third quarter. A big fumble and recovered for a touchdown by Sioux Falls Jefferson. So on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick, 5:19 left in the third, and the Cavaliers with the lead over the Cobblers. 39-7 is your score. You're listening to Cobbler Football on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and also on GoCobblersLive.com. We're back in 30 seconds.
Large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Dylan Kessler today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Time auto sales, service, and detail broadcast booth on this Friday night. Sales, service, and recreation. So just when the Cobblers were getting a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence, and then the big fumble, recovered and returned for a touchdown. And here's the kickoff now by Sioux Falls Jefferson. The Cobblers will take it at the 15-yard line. Tripped up, though.
That was Gilbert White Jr. again. Got it. Like you said, he tripped up. Kind of bear crawled his way for some extra yards. So we got a flag down there. Probably an illegal block.
Looks like we had some two players were down on the turf there. So maybe some extracurricular activity. That's a wrench law flag on the field. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, whether it's a DUI, criminal charges, or an injury case, you need the right lawyer on your side. With over 30 years of experience, Tim Wrench is a trial lawyer and will help you get the best possible outcome for your case. Call number 1 is to Wrench Law at 605-341-1111. WrenchLaw.com. A little meeting there between 4 of the officials.
Jason McGow was the first one over there to talk to Scott Jacobson about what happened, where was the play done.
The flag is back at the 40-yard line.
Oh, I saw one earlier. I saw one down about the 25, but I don't see it here now. 3.
On the return team, they'll be forced 10 yards from the spot of the foul. A personal foul on the return team, a personal foul, kicking team, both fouls outstep, dead ball fouls, first down.
So we all, of all those penalties, we got all 3 of them right. You said there were a couple of players down around doing a little scrum. Gilbert White Jr. limping kind of gingerly off the field. We had an original hold and then a dead ball foul, which ended up offsetting each other. So interesting scenario. That's why they took 4 of them to get together, have a little deliberation
So this will put the Cobblers back inside their own 20-yard line, back at the 18.
Cobblers take over on their own 18, first and 10, Rapid City Central.
And how do you regain that fire that you just had? They're going to come out just like they did the first play of the last series.
Catches, goes in motion. There's the give. That's going to go to Benbow, and Benbow is going to get stood up there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard to the 19.
Yeah, it looked like he had the momentum going there for a second. Then all of a sudden that hole closed quickly. He ran into the wall of white and couldn't finish it out.
Ball at the 19-yard line as the Cobblers go from left to right. 2nd and 9. Coming up for Rapid City Central. They come in 1-6 on the season. Their only win so far was the homecoming victory over Sioux Falls, Washington, 3-0.
So I even went home from that game and thought, wow, man, I know it's a 3-0 game, but still.
Here's the give to Catches. He turns the corners. He gets to the outside, and he is going to be forced out of bounds there at about the 24.
How about Troy Catches? He did a great job. He sidestepped one tackler, was able to get a couple of extra yards out of that as he ran to the outside. So he's been a nice little addition. Benbow getting up the hard running yards. I don't know is Jackson been in there? I haven't.
Not a whole lot.
I don't. Have we even called his name tonight?
We did on the touchdown.
Okay.
Otherwise, that was it. Again, a manageable 3rd down coming up for the Cobblers. 3rd and 4. Catches, goes in motion. Now there's the give to Catches. Gets through the gap on the left side. Takes it to about the 30-yard line. And that is going to be a Builder's first source. 1st down for the Cobblers. Start your next project at BLDR.com.
Troy Catches just a junior, so he's going to be a welcome sight coming back next year into that role. Again, he's kind of an exciting type player.
He is.
To see him, he's kind of like the scat back, so to speak, if you have one in a wing T offense.
Here's Matthew, fakes the handoff, throws down the middle of the field, and a penalty marker in the secondary.
Yeah, there were a couple of players there. I think the defender's there. I think he just caught it in the wrong spot. It's actually a player that I thought was injured who's actually in there playing. That's Zachariah Ibrahim. Number 0. He was injured, but is able to come back as kind of one of those impact players. Obviously, the Cobblers don't throw a lot, so we don't call his name a lot in the back, way in the back at the safety spot, but got caught just trying to make a play and pass interference, 15 from the previous spot, so they will bring it forward and a 1st down.
3rd penalty in this ball game for Sioux Falls Jefferson. They put the ball at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cobblers, again on their own 45. Caden Matthew under center. There's the give to Catches once again. He's going to get a couple of yards to about the 47-yard line.
It's funny. It's almost like, when you're playing such a speedy defense and you got that quick hitting offense, you get through that hole, and it's like standing in the middle of the ocean, and you got a huge wave coming right at you, and like, I'm going to get as far out into the ocean as possibly as I can because that wave is going to come at me, and it's going to wallop me.
2 receivers to the right, 2nd and 8. There's the give. This one to Benbow, and Benbow right up the middle. He's going to be tackled right real close to the 40-yard line for another Builder's first source 1st down.
That relationship between running back and the line, each of them helps each other out. Obviously, the line, it isn't just blocking, it's blocking in the right way, creating just enough of a gap for the running back to run through, and he's got to get through it. He's got to run hard. He's got to be a quick hitter, move his feet quickly.
Man in motion. Here's the give. Has some running room at the 25, 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown for Henry Hill. but a penalty flag back at the 23-yard line.
It was all the way back there. It absolutely looked like he had running room and daylight, and he was on his way heading east, young man.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 flags out there. There's one at the 35 as well. I don't know if that's going to be the same penalty.
I believe it was. They just said the holding penalty against the Cobblers, 10-yard penalty. So it was Henry Hill who would have gotten the touchdown run.
And we talked about those mistakes. So unfortunate. The wrong place at the wrong time.
Cobblers hurry up. They try to catch the
Gilbert White.
And a nice catch by White. A one-handed catch inside the 20.
And they're going to give it to him. He literally just went up. I don't know if he one-handed it, but he got one hand on it, and I think tipped it to himself. Went up over the top of the defender for the big catch for the Cobblers.
10th first down of this ball game for Rapid City Central. They do trail 39-7, but moving the football once again. They kind of caught the Cavaliers off guard on that last play. There's the give to number 3.
Yeah, and that's a Caleb Crawford.
We haven't seen him or called his name a lot tonight.
Nope. Yeah, coming in. I don't know. He's actually on the starting lineup, but he's usually one of the blocker guys. But instead, he gets the ball that time. He had 2 Cobblers in front of him. He's trying to negotiate how to go inside, outside. Unfortunately, didn't get anywhere with any one of them. How about Gilbert White Jr.? We knew he was an X factor. We talked about him earlier. Unfortunately, he had that fumble that resulted in that last touchdown by the Cavalier, but came up with a big play last time.
2nd and 8 from the 17-yard line. Ankle tackled inside the 15, down to about the 11-yard line for the Cobblers. That's a gain of 7. We've got a very short 3rd down situation coming up for the Cobblers now.
Yeah, obviously big 4th down territory coming up here for the Cobblers. And, this isn't the time where you get cute. You've been doing a great job of moving the football on the ground, the misdirection, the angle blocks that you're looking for. You got to keep it up. And that's Benbow.
Now Benbow gets the first down as he takes it all the way down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cobblers.
Again, you could just feel right in the second quarter there. It kind of felt like this offense was starting to catch its momentum, whatever, and they're just rolling with it now. But unfortunately, that time,
that was Benbow, the ball carrier. In fact, he's going to lose a yard on that carry.
That was a big monster blitz that time by the Cavaliers. It's like, okay, we got our heavy package in here. We're going to bring the kitchen sink, and they do, and that chews up the 3rd quarter. Cobblers will set up shop inside the 5.
At the end of 3 on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Sioux Falls Jefferson with the lead over Rapid City Central, 39-7 is the score. We'll return in 1 minute on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Winter is just around the corner, and Danny Menold Toyota has the right cars and trucks to handle it right here in Rapid City. Like a new 2024 Tundra, we've got 30 here and inbound, with financing as low as 1.99% APR or a $2,000 factory rebate. Take advantage of low lease payments on new 4x4 trucks and SUVs and new all-wheel drive cars, including Camry. Find your new Toyota right here at Danny Menold Toyota or DannyMenoldToyota.com.
It is 2nd and goal for the Cobblers. Here's Hill. He cuts back to his left, dives forward, and he is going to be just short of the goal line as we start this 4th quarter of play.
Yeah, again, it was the misdirection. Everybody looking like they're all going left. Henry Hill goes right. He turns the corner. He slips. He got plenty of room, gets back up, kind of bear crawls his way out to or inside the 1 or right at the 1 yard line. So now they got a very nice looking 3rd and 1. Is it going to be Caden Matthew diving forward, or are they going to they're going to go twins to the right? We'll see what happens.
Man in motion.
Oh, he dropped it. Matthew dropped the ball.
Did Matthew get in, though? I don't think he did.
I know. He had to try to pick up the ball, and then he's trying to lean and just got nothing out of it.
We're looking at 4th and goal coming up now for the Cobblers as we welcome you back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. Again, 4th and goal with the football so close to that goal line.
So close.
It is like 4th and inches.
And I'll tell you who they bring in, Noah Duran. He's a two-way player for the Cavaliers. Nose tackle, heavy package. Here it goes.
Caden Matthew. There's the give to the outside is Hill. He dives forward, and he is in for the score.
Yeah, exactly what teams run this all the time. When you're heavy package coming forward, everybody in the middle, they're going to try to push it. They're on the half-yard line. Instead, they go outside, use the speed of Hill around the corner. Great little seal block, and he's able to get the score.
Henry Hill in from under. It was less than a yard to get the touchdown for the Cobblers. Here's the extra point attempt by Tristan Duchnell, and one was either low or blocked.
It was blocked. That was blocked.
So the extra point no good on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 10:36 to go in the 4th quarter. It's the Cavaliers 39 and the Cobblers 13. And, Dean, looking at the Cobblers, obviously they had that fumble that they would love to have that one back. But really in the second half, they have moved the ball, and they've moved it with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, and we could feel that in the second quarter. You're like, they didn't have any points to show for it, but you're like, yeah, but they're getting some positive yards. And you hear that all the time. Okay, we're getting positive yards, but we're not getting any points out of it, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You just build on the little things. A little positive yard here. We're getting a little bit better. We're hitting the holes better. If you run this play well, the other team has to respect it. So you run this well, then that sets up the next play well. Then the next play gets run well. And then you're going back and forth in your misdirection, and it creates just enough of a hesitation by the linebackers to fill their spots. And we kind of saw that. Right at the end, at that drive, as they got down to the goal line, we saw the Cobblers going inside, outside, and the linebackers are like, okay, where do we go? Where do we go? We got everybody over here, and he's running the other direction.
Here come the Cobblers. They will kick off from right to left. And
no.
And this
the
one
Cobblers have
a short kick, and it looks like the Cobblers recover. It was fumbled by the Cavaliers.
There were 2 Cavaliers who went to get it. They closed in on the ball, and nobody called for it. There's got to be communication. It didn't happen, and it bounced all over the place, and the Cobblers do not have the ball. Somehow the Cavaliers came up with it.
It was just a short kick, so the Cavaliers will have the football 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line, going from left to right.
Yeah, it was 3rd time in a row that they've kind of kicked the ball over there. And again, the 2 players, they collided. The ball went up in the air, was on the ground. There were red shirts, there were white shirts. It was a Tide nightmare if you're washing laundry.
10.5 minutes to go in this ball game, 39-13. Sioux Falls Jefferson with the lead over Rapid City Central. We do have a new quarterback in. That is number 12, Jaden Silva, the backup quarterback, a 6'1", 180-pound junior.
And he their tandem running back comes in as well, Sam Glacia.
So Glacia in as well. Here's Jaden Silva out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right. Man in motion. Now he sets. Here's the shotgun snap, a little high. And he is going to be sacked inside the 40-yard line on that high snap.
Yeah, he's got to try to collect it there, and it just didn't happen. And brought it down by that time. The Cobblers just engulfed him all over the place.
On the play, 3rd and 9.
And it looks like that is number 17 in there.
Yeah, there were several guys who actually just came in substitution-wise. So
for the quarterback, looks like Kaysen, is it Mediger? A 5'9", 155-pound sophomore. Takes the snap, drops back, rolls out to this near side. He is scrambling, gets rid of the football, and it is incomplete, thrown low for the intended receiver, number 40, Tyson Tix. So now 4th and 10 coming up for Sioux Falls Jefferson.
And they're going to have to punt the ball away, and I'm sure the Cobblers, after, again, 2 very momentous drives, one of them, ending up in the big score, and unfortunately the other one, the score the other direction with the turnover, are happy to get that ball back. And there's Gilbert White Jr. He's kind of been one of the stars of the day for the Cobblers.
3 and out for Sioux Falls Jefferson. There's the punt.
He's saying get away from it.
It's going to take a bounce and continues to roll inside the 30, inside the 20, all the way down to the 11-yard line.
Can't get any better than that, right? Nice little punt. It wasn't a tremendously, excellent hang time. He had a good hang time, but the distance wasn't there. But boy, did it hit right, and it rolled like 15 yards.
8:52 left in this 4th quarter, 39-13. Just a reminder at the end tonight, we're going to have an extended, at the end of our broadcast, an extended version of Score Central with Matt Kearney tonight.
Of course, he's got to run down all the playoff scenarios, assuming the state gets them all together.
We're going to get a penalty marker thrown in the backfield.
Yeah, that was a big give, and the penetration that time by the Cavaliers, and gets walloped in the backfield. Was it Hill or something? Anyway, that Cobbler is down on the ground. We'll have to see if we can see who that is. He got crushed.
He did. He is still down as the trainer.
So it's just a cramp. They're just stretching him out. The trainer's going to head out there, and Troy Catches is holding on to the foot, and the trainer walks over. I'll take the foot. Thank you very much. Trying to stretch out the cramp, which is never any fun.
So we have an injury timeout with 8:48. Cobblers lose yardage on that carry. They're looking at second and 12 because the penalty against the Cobblers was declined. That's Henry Hill who is getting up, and he is jogging towards the sidelines.
For Henry Hill. 2nd and 12 for the Cobblers.
We got a lot of the second string defensive players in there for the Cavaliers. They're going to get a big timeout. I still see Austin Miller there, so not everyone.
So we have a timeout on the field. So we will step aside as well on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. 8:36 remaining in the ballgame. Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central 39-13 is your score. We'll return in 30 seconds on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
When you ask for Black Hills Surgical Hospital, you ask for someone who believes in hospitality. You ask for someone who treats everyone like a VIP and believes the absolute best shouldn't cost more and makes you feel comfortable, even when you are vulnerable. You ask for someone who cares about the little things as much as the big things. You ask for someone who treats you like you are loved, because you are. Black Hills Surgical Hospital. Ask for us by name.
O'Hara Stadium with Dean Gurr. I'm Jerome Wickersham. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales, Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales, Service, and Recreation. 2nd and 12 now. Matthews going to throw it deep down the right sideline. The over-the-shoulder catch made by the receiver, Gilbert White Jr. He's made some great catches tonight, and that gives the Cobblers another Builders First Source first down.
Yeah, the Mr. X Factor he was tonight, and just showing some athleticism out there, and kind of saving him for kind of the right time, and now he's coming up big here in this second half.
Gilbert White Jr., a 6 foot, 170-pound senior.
Are we going to see him on the hardwood this year?
I think we might. It's 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line of the Cobblers. There's a carry by the Cobblers. And I think that's Waylon Bimbo as he gets up from the bottom of that pile. Takes it from the 34.
So they've tasked Demarius Fields to go over there and guard Gilbert White Jr. Demarius is 5'8", 180. He's going to press him right here.
Here's the give once again. Troy catches the ball carrier. As the Cobblers were facing 2nd and 8 from the 36, he takes it to about the 40-yard line. A manageable third down coming up for Rapid City Central. They're looking at 3rd and 4 from the 40 with 7.5 minutes to play in this contest. 2 receivers to the left. Caden Matthew under center. Has a man in motion once again. He'll give the ball off. Was that Bimbo, I think, the ball carrier?
Yeah, but he's not going to get the first down, but boy, did they dial that up right. The Cavaliers were bringing in pressure from the right side of the Cobbler line, and the play was running to the left, so he had an opportunity. Thankfully the defense was able to kind of pick it up, but
it's 4th and short coming up for Rapid City Central.
100% going for it.
4th and about a yard.
And they're taking their time here. They reset the play clock to 40 seconds. I don't know why. They had the ball set and ready to go.
Cobblers will go with 2 wide receivers to the right. Matthew, again, under center. The handoff to Bimbo. A penalty marker comes flying in.
He's right at the sticks here. We'll see what this penalty is, but the run looked like he had a crease here coming, an opportunity, but it's right in the middle. Is it going to be a hold?
And Bimbo gets up, and he is having trouble. It looks like putting weight on that right leg as he's limping there, and I think he's going to head to the sidelines.
And he did not make it, and the result of the play was a turnover on downs, and so that's where the Cavaliers will set up shop here and try to add to their lead. Like you said, some extra bodies coming in here for the Cavaliers on offense.
That's Kaysen Mediger, the sophomore QB, as he leads the Cavaliers up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from the Cobbler 43. 2 receivers to the left. Glacia is lined up behind him. He'll take the snap. There's the handoff. He's going to be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Kind of get swallowed up there. One player I haven't seen for the Cavaliers tonight, and just a dynamic player, got a kick return for a touchdown against the Stevens Raiders, is Jace Unzen. He's an amazing sophomore. I don't know if he's hurt or not. Should scan the sideline, see if I can see his. Of course, they all got their green Cavalier jackets on, so you can't see any numbers here.
2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line once again. Mediger goes out of the gun with 2 receivers to the left. Takes the snap, hands the ball off. Glacia finds a seam on the right side of the line. That's Sam Glacia who takes it just inside the 35-yard line.
That's the beauty of having 2 hard runners like that, both of them doing a fantastic job as they just work against each other. It's like they make each other better. When you have someone behind you, it isn't even a bad thing where, oh, that guy's going to take my job. It's like, I know I got to do better because I don't want to lose my job.
3rd and short. Again, Mediger out of the gun. There's the snap as he claps his hands, steps back, 3-step drop, throws to the middle of the field, and it's going to be broken up by the Cobblers.
Absolutely a great job there defensively, coming in and making the play.
It was intended for Tyler Yop.
And I'll tell you what, that throw was kind of an amazing, a little flip, but a lot of arm strength out of that one. The throw by Mediger.
Mediger and the Jefferson Cavaliers will go for it. Clock is stopped with 5 minutes and 6 seconds. 2 receivers to the left. Again, we're looking at 4th and about 2 yards. He claps his hands, gives the ball to Glacia, finds a seam on the right side. He's at the 35, tripped up, gets down to about the 20 or the 30, down to the 25-yard line rather. Gain of 12 yards, so that will be the 12th first down for the Cavaliers.
Except we have a wrench law flag on the field.
So holding for 10 yards on Sioux Falls Jefferson. So that penalty, or that first down, is erased. The ball is moved back to about just inside the 45-yard line. Now 3rd and 12 for Sioux Falls Jefferson, with the clock running at about 4 minutes and 45 seconds. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Medinger out of the gun. Puts Glacia in motion, drops back, throws to the middle of the field, has a receiver, but he's going to be wrapped up immediately as he makes the catch by the Cobblers, number 30.
I'll dig into your roster, find out who number 30 is, but
Joseph Lee Samelli?
I didn't have that. Yeah. Again, it was just a middle screen setup there, thinking the Cobblers are going to bring the house, and the 2 DNs came flying in at him, and he had nothing but blockers, except for right in the middle of that sea of white was one little red shirt, and that was Mr. Smelly. Thank you very much.
It is 2nd and 10 now.
Yeah, that was Henry Hill that time, trying to get the ball to the outside. I think he was looking for a block, and in this type of offense, it's either there or it's not. There is no setting up the big where you got like stretch zone plays where you go to the outside, you find that crease that gets created just because of the flow of the offensive lineman. That's not this offense at all, and instead he gets swallowed up by the defense. And that was Caleb Nossinger was the first player there.
Cobbler football, there's the give. Was that number 15, it looked like?
Throw some people there. That's Morgan Woods, if it is.
Morgan Woods.
Yep, it is Morgan Woods on the carry.
Good call there.
So we're looking at 3rd and 7 for Rapid City Central. 3.5 minutes remaining in this ball game. It's 39-13. Sioux Falls Jefferson leading Rapid City Central as the Cavaliers looking to improve to 6-2 on the season. They'll put a man in motion. Caden Matthew with the give. Right up the middle of the field, crossing midfield and getting into Jefferson territory.
Is that number 23? Number 23 is Landon Brubaker.
Landon Brubaker. 4th and short now from the 48-yard line. 4th and 2.
They're going to set out the punt team. I'm kind of curious about this one. 4th and 2. You're down by 26 points. 2.5 minutes to go, and you're going to punt the ball.
Looks like the Cobblers will punt. This is Benbow with a line drive punt. Goes inside the 30, down by the Cobblers, and Jefferson will have the football.
Yeah, that's almost like a signal, like, okay, that's it. We have nothing left to prove this game, or nothing left to try, or something like that. Obviously I'm not on the coaching staff, but I'm kind of a little head scratch. It's like, you really have nothing to lose at the moment. And maybe the fact that he's shuttling in some of the other younger players, getting them, a carry here and a carry there, that might be that type of signal. But still, hey, give it a shot. You honestly really have nothing left to lose.
Sioux Falls Jefferson comes up to the line of scrimmage with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left and a 39-13 lead over the Cobblers. Medinger out of the shotgun. There's the give to, I think that was Glacia. We'll see in just a moment here.
Yeah, just bringing the ball forward. Again, this is going to be an interesting setup. Obviously we're going to get Score Central from Matt Kearney tonight talking about playoffs and what have you, but one thing that really changed the landscape of the playoffs in 11 AAA is the fact that Washington absolutely blew out, or is blowing out, Roosevelt right now, 42-7. That's going to set up an amazing scenario for our next game next week.
Quentin Huddleston in at running back. He's going to take the handoff, and he is close to a first down. They're going to mark him just a couple of yards short at the 36-yard line with 90 seconds remaining. Again, a reminder, our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show coming up at the end of tonight's ball game. We will recap this ball game.
That's going to be Washington's second win, and you were talking at the opening of the program, you're talking about the guaranteed or not guaranteed playoff scenario. If the Washington goes on to win, depending on what happens next week, it's not out of the question that Cobblers get a 7 seed if things fall right, but they could also fall out of the playoffs as well.
There's Mediger being pressured, makes the throw. The catch is made by number 40, Tyson Tykes. And he is going to get a first down at midfield, but a penalty marker back inside the 40. We'll have a 5-yard penalty against Sioux Falls Jefferson. They're 5th of the night.
Players just, again, it's not like they haven't, played at all. These players obviously have, JV schedules and what have you that they've played and everything like that. But here's varsity opportunities, and the play happens, you're excited, and you don't realize where you are, and you get a lineman downfield.
So that Wrench-Law flag on the field puts the Cavaliers inside the 30-yard line. 3rd and 11. There's the pass. It's made by the receiver, and then he just kind of falls backwards.
I think, yeah. Oh, so he stepped
limping.
wrong. Yeah, it comes up limping. Is that 85? 86 maybe? 86, that's Benjamin
Honkamp, a tight end, senior tight end. Looks like we're going to get
the ball game.
The clock is going to run out.
We were looking for names and we didn't even keep track of the clock.
That's the end of the ball game on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. The final score here at O'Hara Stadium: Sioux Falls Jefferson gets the win over Rapid City Central. 39-13 is your final. We are going to step aside for 2 minutes. When we return, it is the Pioneer Bank and Trust postgame show right here on 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.